Alrighty, so Jason Whitlock, as you see, to my left, your right, vice versa, don't care. Jason Whitlock is at it again. So now he is criticizing Rajon Rondo, which, by the way, everyone says incorrectly. He has said it many times, even in last year's interview with Rachel Nichols. Anthony Davis was like, hey, I didn't even know. It's Rajon.
Rajon.
It's Rajon.
Not Ronjo.
He even said to one of my former co-workers, like Rye Bread, his own words.
Okay,
Rajon. So Rajon Rondo,
okay,
NBA veteran at this point, very smart basketball player. Something did happen. There was a kerfuffle that occurred between him and Chris Paul, as we do know by now. Yet Jason Whitlock decided to weigh in. Here is one of many from, well, the horse's mouth. Take a look.
Rondo put James in an awkward and an impossible position. That's what Rondo does. He clashes with everybody. Trust me, Rondo is an irritant. It was always just a matter of when he would do something that created a problem for the Hollywood James experiment. It took 2 games. The Lakers have so far defended Rondo. Maybe they haven't seen the tape, but I bet LeBron has. Rondo's lack of apology is indefensible. It's a glimpse at just how stubborn Rondo is. In all likelihood, he will blame LeBron James for not having his back in the fracas. Rondo will also check the tape and see that Lonzo Ball also had zero interest in involving himself in the melee.
Now, if I may, before you chime in, his co-host now is Marcellus Wiley, correct? Last year was Lonzo Ball's rookie year, correct? Do you remember when Lonzo Ball said no one fights in the NBA? What's the point in me possibly getting involved in anything?
That's true.
Well, Marcellus Wiley was on ESPN at the time, was he not? He actually went over this very subject to say, and it would have been great if he interjected to say, no, Lonzo actually said all of this. I covered this on ESPN.
Over to the bench. After the game, Lonzo said, it's the NBA. People ain't really going to fight. I ain't trying to get no tech.
Because in the NBA, that's what you do. You go over there, stand as one, get it out of there.
I think this was a telling moment. I think for a rookie who comes in with that narrative and comes in with that label of too cool or doesn't have that dog in him, and he finally just burst the bubble. He's like, look, we've been fake fighting for too long. I'm going to walk away. Now you guys need to take the high road.
So it would have been nice if Marcellus Wiley, who literally covered this entire subject, would have chimed in right there.
Of course, but he didn't because he's on that side now. I tend to agree with Lonzo. You know, NBA fights normally aren't real fights. I think that's what was so shocking about this one, because that was a real, fight.
It was.
As opposed but as opposed to Rondo, blaming LeBron and gonna break up the leg. He's on a 1-year deal.
Right.
He's not a long-term fix. They wanted some veterans in there. I think more people had an issue with LeBron hugging CP3 and not, talking to Ingram, not backing up Rondo. But in the end, I don't think it was that big of a deal overall. I think you got 2 players, CP3 and Rondo, which are a lot alike. Meaning they got those Napoleon complexes. They rub people the wrong way. They can both be bad teammates at times, but I think that's what makes them both great.
Right.
It's their personalities.
But to say from Whitlock's perspective that everyone hates Rajon Rondo is completely counter to what former teammates have said about him. If you ask anybody not named Ray Allen and Rick Carlisle. And those are the only 2.
And the interesting thing is when Rondo takes a side, like, hey, he doesn't like Ray Allen, right? The majority of the Celtics
don't like Ray Allen.
Exactly. When Rondo says Chris Paul is not a bad teammate, I didn't see anybody come to Chris Paul's defense. I saw a lot of, yeah, he's right. I didn't see any ex-Chris Paul. I didn't see Blake Griffin. I didn't see, Austin Rivers.
I saw Blake Griffin put up 50.
I didn't see any of these guys say, so Rondo's wrong. CP3's a great guy. He's a great teammate. I like him. I'm glad. I wish I was playing with him right now. You didn't see any of that. You saw a couple say, hey, that's what I've heard.
Totally.
But
here's the other part about this. To say that he's a bad teammate, he rubs everybody the wrong way, totally false. And if you just do some mild research and homework, if you're Jason Whitlock, you would uncover this. Rondo's status as a team leader runs counter to the reputation he has developed at times over his career, where he's been perceived as a gifted outcast who can rock the boat in the locker room. The reality is that Rondo has been one of the most respected players on each team he has been on since that Dallas Mavericks team. Had some wondering if he still had a place in the league. Anthony Davis said, I think he's actually the one who got me thinking it's just one game. Don't get too high, get too low after that game's over. But he's been a great mentor for me, and it's been fun playing with him. Interesting. Drew Holiday said communication, the way he plays, being able to, I guess, question people, make you think. If it's the coaching staff, if it's us, and when I say question, meaning he'll ask a question, maybe with something in mind and be like, all right, I see that, instead of it being like, my way is the only way. How about the head coach weighing in on Rajon Rondo? He's the one guy that will text you at 2 in the morning and say, hey, have you thought about this? Or, hey, I think we can do this. That's who he is. He's a good basketball mind to have around. Interesting, because Jason Whitlock is up here saying that everybody hates Rajon Rondo, yet it is completely counter to that. Let's skip LeBron James, because he weighed in completely counter again to what Whitlock said, and show the second part of Whitlock's entire rant on FS1. Yes.
Does Lonzo do enough to remain in the starting lineup? And if Rondo remains a bench player, will he do so without further disrupting team chemistry? LeBron James is supposed to be the leader of this team. Is he really? You put Lance Stephenson, Rajon Rondo, Michael Beasley, and JaVale McGee all on the same team, and we're supposed to be surprised that Brandon Ingram lost his composure and started a brawl in game 2?
Yes, we are. Now, the Lance Stephenson, I'll let you wait. The Lance Stephenson, Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee point, oh my God, wait till year 2. I can't believe they have these guys. As you alluded to, in the Lakers contract show via Basketball Reference, you know who's not on the team next year? Rajon Rondo. You know who's not on the team? Lance Stephenson, Michael Beasley, JaVale McGee, even KCP is not on the team. So, Jason Whitlock, who are you crapping, my friend?
First of all, I think JaVale McGee's played very well.
Yes.
And Lance Stephenson tried to take Brandon Ingram away from the situation. So those two things, you know, and I haven't seen anything from any of those players that would make me say, you know, something, they've been a bad influence on anyone. If anything, they could tell these young guys what to avoid going forward. And I think that's why they're there, to kind of give them some basketball knowledge. Now, on the court, it hasn't been the greatest mix, especially defensively, but it's 2-3 games. We overreact, and I know because we have TV shows, we have radio shows, we have websites. It's our job to, you know, shake the table and everything, but relax.
Yes, relax.
Just relax. I think the Lakers are going to be what we thought they were going to be, a 40 to 50 win, you know, team. You know, but I think, you know, and LeBron said it. I think LeBron said the best. You know, I knew what I was getting into when I got here. So everything's cool. Just chill out. There's no panic. Or the only person that looks a little panicked to me, Luke Walton.
Yes.
He's the only one that looks a little bit stressed.
Well, according to the betting odds, he is the #1. He is in place right now as the #1 coach to be fired for the first time this season. The first coach to be fired this season. Here's the last part of Jason Whitlock on Fox Sports 1.
Magic Johnson assembled a circus for year 1 of the Hollywood James experiment. Everyone keeps saying it doesn't matter. The clowns will be gone in year 2. I'm not so sure.
Can we just throw up the contracts once more? How are you not sure, man? Like, it's in writing.
I mean, everybody knows what's happening. Is that, you know, maybe they keep 1 or 2 of them, who knows? But the plan is to obviously get someone else. That's why they're all on 1-year contract, so they can have the availability to get someone else. So, like I said, I think LeBron, Rondo, the Lakers in general now, because honestly, what they generate from a social media standpoint, just a media standpoint, it's Trump in the sense that you say you don't like it, but you keep talking about it because you know people want to listen to it.
Right.
And that's what the Lakers are right now. So them being bad, them getting in fights, you know, all the spitting, all that's great. It's reality TV for the NBA. We should be talking about some of these other teams that are kind of doing well, but it's the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. All righty. Let us know your thoughts here in the comments section below on Jason Whitlock obviously getting much more wrong, as we are going to continue to call him out, because that is what we need to do when we have mainstream pundits continually not caring about any of the facts on any subject. Let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to TYT Sports. See you soon. If you made it to the end of this video, mazel tov. If you want to see more, hit the bell and hit subscribe. Why don't you?